So I had talked about Neon and the Breakfast Club situation yesterday, and I had made a video saying that I thought that people were blowing this out of proportion and that people were just being very dramatic. I had given examples of how there's a lot of movements and even some religions within the Black North American community that is based on racism. I said that a lot of people were having conversations about people of color being racist, but I also wanted to talk about how Black people are also racist towards people of color, but that never gets talked about or criticized the way Neon was getting criticized. I also had given examples of how in the streaming community there is a lot of racism towards other people of color. For example, Latin American people. Nothing is ever done about it, and people aren't condemned the way Neon was condemned. So those are the things that I had talked about. I also had said that Black people can be racist just like anybody else, and some people were not happy with that. I even had seen comments about how Black people are at the bottom of the barrel and how because they have no power at all that they cannot be racist at all whatsoever. And comments like that I find to be disrespectful and degrading and also far from reality. Comments about they're at the bottom of the barrel, that is just horrendous things to say, and yet people continue to repeat that because it's a social conditioning. Okay, when you are telling a group of people you cannot get anywhere, no, everybody's trying to hold you back, nobody has been there for you, no one is gonna be there for you, you're the only person that can be there for yourself, no, you cannot, things like that, you are literally programming that person. There is a well on the coast of Africa that they forced enslaved people to drink from, and they made them recite this one chant, whatever spell, in order for them to completely forget who they are and also literally reprogram their minds. So this has been existing for a long time. They're being social programmed into viewing themselves as less powerful, because when you view yourself as less powerful, baby, you're not going to have innovating ideas. You're not going to see the doors that are open for you already, because you believe that all the doors are going to slam on you the moment that you try to touch the doorknob, So again, it's social conditioning, and I disagree with that. Black people are the richest groups of Black people in the world, and also the most privileged and protected, because anybody living in the USA is protected, because the USA is the most protected nations in the world. Not only that, but it's also the richest. It also has a lot of privileges within the USA that a lot of citizens benefit from. And Black people are not excluded from that at all. I think that it's okay that the Breakfast Clubs wants to talk about the racism that Neon holds, because yeah, Neon has said crazy things. I've seen those clips. I've seen the things that he has said. I'm like, oh my goodness, but again, to be disrespectful when he has himself already apologized multiple times. He has said that he has changed, and already you bringing it up, obviously he is relearning that it's not okay to say those things. Now that is enough. If I was in that position, I would be like, Neon, so tell me, would you say that you're still racist, or do you think that you have grown from your racist past? And then that way we can start discussing his past. And I'm still throwing a little bit of shade while keeping it business related, right? For everybody to be focusing on this, you only gave him more publicity. You only gave him more attention, because I didn't know about Neon before the Breakfast Club, but now that the Breakfast Club wants to talk about it, now I know who Neon is. Like, what the heck? So let's get into this comment, because I really don't mind, anybody that does disagree with me, because I enjoy being able to critically think and be able to see other people's perspectives. So I don't mind that, So it goes, what a terrible and irresponsible take. Allowing space for this type of racial discourse against Black people is weird. Black people cannot be racist systematically because we hold no power. Again, I disagree. There are entire caste systems globally set up so that the darkest people are treated the worst. In particular, to Black Americans, we quite literally have no space in society in which we control the rules. Again, I disagree. Racism, as a construct, was created for Black people. As we are at the bottom of the totem pole, again, those types of phrases I hate, but I digress. As we are at the bottom of the totem pole, we cannot and will not benefit from racism because we have no proximity to whiteness by default. Black people can be prejudiced, but we hold no political or social currency to control systematic oppression of any other people. My issue with comments and statements like this is that we have to redefine what the definition of racism already is, which is the belief that different races possess distinct characteristics, abilities, or qualities, especially so as to distinguish them as inferior or superior to one another. Racism as a construct was created by elites in order to control those at the bottom. White people have always been for Black people, and there have been always white people that have been against a lot of the things that early colonizers were for. And white people were literally helping Black people. That is why the whole system had to be created, because people are going to be more controlled if you can divide them, because then they have to pick a side and a team. Now, if you want to believe that darkness and blackness in general means that you're at the bottom of the totem pole in every culture, in every society, and that in every society and culture they're going to view you less than and treat you as less than because you're at the bottom of the bottom, then you can think that. But I highly suggest in learning about the spirituality before colonialism, because you will see that even to this day, a lot of cultures hold reverence to darkness, to the energy of darkness. And in fact, they display that in their statues, in their gods, and in certain belief systems as well. When I had gone to Spain and seen where Black Muslims got to reconstruct Spain, I had seen this huge painting of the Virgin Mary depicted as a dark-skinned woman. If blackness was at the bottom of the totem pole, nobody would be doing that, okay? Especially to a huge figure like that. Now, even in my country, Guatemala, there is a church that holds a Black Jesus completely in darkness, because not every culture disrespects blackness. Not every culture views darkness as bad. So the more you learn, the more you grow.